Hello everyone, in today's class we will be looking at Introduction to BlueJ Java. We will understand what Java is, why Java came into foundation, and also we'll look at BlueJ as a software where we can code Java programs. So let's begin. History of Java. Java is a programming language created by James Gosling from Sun Microsystems. So Java originated from a company called Sun Microsystems. This is a company which created Java in 1991. This program was created because it was very difficult that if I've created a program on Windows, I cannot use it on Apple, I cannot use it on iOS, I cannot use it on so many other platforms like Linux, Solaris. So now what I want to do is I want to create a platform independent program. That means I'll create it at one place, let's assume on the Mac PC, and I should be able to access it from anywhere. So this was a very popular concept which came up in 1991 and got spread widely in 1995, post which Oracle Corporations has taken over Sun Microsystems and now Java is owned by Oracle company. Okay, so this is a quick history of Java. Why is Java more popular? It's because it consists of a programming language. So the language we'll code in, that's Java language. Okay, a compiler is basically a program which is used to check your Java program. If in case there is any mistake or any problem in the program, it will stop, or else it will convert your program in a language that the computer understands so that it will be able to perform the task that you asked it to perform. Correct? Okay, so there's a compiler, and then there are core libraries. What do you mean by core libraries? Core libraries are predefined or pre-written Java code that you can use in your Java code to make your life a little simple. So you've got core libraries out here, and then there's a runtime. Runtime means the final output that you get to see is runtime implementation, which is possible using JVM. So let's have a look to the diagrammatic representation. The diagrammatic representation has a source code, that's the .java file. From this Java file, the compiler will check if there is any problem, etc. If the file is successful and properly written, then the job of this compiler is to convert the source code into something called as bytecode. Bytecodes are those codes that are understandable by the computer. So this is understandable by you, this is understandable by the computer. So what is this file going to do? Using the JVM, I can use this file to tell my computer to perform tasks on either Windows or OS X or Linux. So basically this makes your life very simple. You don't have to create different applications, assuming if you are a Windows user different, OS user different, Linux user different. So I want one program to be able to run on many platforms. That's why I write a Java code. Correct? Okay, so basically the Java compiler is present in something called as the JDK, that's Java Development Kit, post which the JVM, that's Java Virtual Machine, will execute the code that you've written in machine language. This is machine language, so that other platforms are able to run it. Correct? There are many features why Java is used. First feature is, as I said earlier, it's a platform independent language. That means no matter which program you've written it on, you can run it on Windows, Linux, Mac, and so many other languages. It's robust. What do you mean by robust? Robust means reliable. That means the Java program will only run if you have taken provision for all the errors. So that means you are checking for errors on very early basis. That means mostly that there is a surety that your program will not have errors. Correct? Okay, so that's a robust language. Next, multi-threading. Multi-threading means basically I can perform more than one task. Let's assume I'm using my computer to write something on a Word document. I can at the same time also listen to music. That means I'm performing 2 to 3 tasks at the same time. So this is possible by the computer. I want my program to be able to do multiple things at the same time. I can do that using multi-threading. Portable, as I said, if I have written a code on this machine does not mean I will run the program on only this machine. I should be able to run it on any platform. Example, if I have to make an app, let's assume, and I want that app will run on only a particular version, that's not true. Because if you go to the Play Store, there's so many people who are using apps. Whether he's got a 6-inch screen, he's got a 4-inch screen. I want the person should be able to still access my app. So I want it to be portable. Next is automatic memory management. Automatic memory management means it will automatically clear up or clean up all the memory that is required by Java. So say for example, I have completed writing a code. Now I don't want any memory allocation for the same. So it will clear off all the memory so that it gives me proper memory management. So this is one of the features of Java. for which Java is used very often. BlueJ. Coming to BlueJ, BlueJ is an IDE, or you can say a place where we are going to code Java. It becomes very simple for me to code Java, firstly because it will take provisions of all your errors directly. Also, it will have inbuilt JDK which will help you to run the code, compile if there's any problem, etc. And it makes it very interactive and user friendly for me to work upon. So we will be looking at BlueJ and how it works in the future videos. As of right now, that's it for this video. See you next class.